Hi guys, my name is Wilfred and welcome to another episode of Path of Exile. I spent a weekend playing this and man, really fun. So yet another video to share with you the progress I have with this game, and there's a little kind of surprise towards the end. You probably would guess what it is, well, I'll show you that. Now, what you're seeing here is a clip whereby I sort of like use the gear and setup very much like what I've done in my last video, which is the Act 4, go into Act 5. Act 5 is a brand new story mode from the 3.0 update. Something that I've been wanted to do, but I didn't have a chance last week, and I'm very happy to be able to play it at 5 right now. I'm enjoying every single dialogue, so I'm not doing too fast. And that is where you go into the Oriath, through a portal and drop down from the sky or whatever it is. So it was fantastic. So I thought I'd show you guys on that one. Now, so the setup I'm using right now here is very much the unique that my friends has passed to me. So my friend Helton has passed me the boots, which I'm still using. Very nice. I kind of walk quite fast with it when I'm not taking any damage. And the other one is from my friend Captain 44. I think I got it right. The ID, which is a claw that also very helpful. I can notice that the DPS went up for quite a fair bit from the upgrade that I have. And not only that, I mean, he passed me a whole bunch of other things like bell, glove, and another claw as well. So you'll see it in just a bit later. The setup I've got is very much the Hero of Eyes and also Blasphemy plus the Mark of the Assassin, which you can see the little curse mark like the little hand on top of the mob when they're being cursed. But you have to be pretty near to them in order to make it happen. So the challenge is always like how effective it is to beat. Now, of course, another better option could be is the curse when hit. That is another option that could be rather useful, but this is my first character in this league, AB's league. So as a first character, I do not have access to all the gems. I do not have that much currency to even craft my gear and or get the right socket and link that with the right color and so on. So I have to work with quite a fair bit of constraint, which I think a lot of new players can relate as well, I hope. Because I've been talking to quite a lot of people whom I brought to this game in the past, and there has always been a lot of feedback on how difficult it is to even get past certain content. I think after you've pushed to the next envelope of maybe going to level 40 to level 50 to level 60 is a different kind of game. The requirement is very different. Initially, you may struggle a little bit on getting the right attribute and so on, but later on you have to really work on your resist as well. So this game could be very addictive because it is something that just there's a lot of depth to it. You could start with the character and then you work your way through. The whole entire game is like a sandbox, just continuing improving yourself, but you also can work on the difficulties that you can do. But in any case, I mean, what you are facing and what I'm facing is very similar if you are new players. I'm also struggling to get the gear that I need, and doing a bit of crafting here and there as well. So don't get disheartened if things get a little bit too rough and it doesn't turn out to be what you see on YouTube, because as you can see towards the end of the video, you probably see something more fantastic. But that go without saying, a lot of effort had gone into researching and finding out what can work for a character and what not. And it's very much like a learning process as well, because many people may have different kind of opinion on what works and what not. Most likely they are correct, but it's also important that you have gone through the learning process to understand what is the right approach and what may not be the one that worked for you. So this is the one that I've got so far, and the this is the F5, by the way, inside a temple that has some really nasty debuff. That's what I remember. Unfortunately, my character has been defeated here once because I wasn't paying attention to one of the debuff. I have 6 stacks of it. I didn't know that it was that harsh. So now In this clip, I've used a new gem called the Ancestor Protector because I think they buffed the attack speed even more, and also I think overall it's a good gem they put in for single target. And I'm just trying out because I think some of you have also talked about another totem to go along with it, which I think, yeah, I mean, I can see that there are some sort of improvement in what I'm doing here. And yay, I've got level up as well. With that, I'm also getting a lot of nice note on the projectile damage side called I think it's called the Fury Bolt. Yeah, I mean that make a lot of difference as well. Some of this very nice passive tree that help on the DPS. So I'm heading towards the left side of the map, of the skill map, so as to speak. Okay, now I think in the next, I'm just trying to see, yeah, so this point onwards, I've upgraded my gear with this nice thing from the claw from my friend Captain 44. But I think more so, I've also used multi-strike instead. So I'm linking the Frost Blade into multi-strike, and because, you know, +1 level of socket dexterity gems there, and also socket gems are supported by faster attack with this claw, so I do not need the faster attack. So what I've done is that I link the Ice Spike into the Frost Blade into the multi-strike, so that is my 3. And claw can only have 3 anyway. I'm not sure whether you guys know about it. 3 sockets. So I link them up and I sort of like fuse them up as well. So as you can see, I mean, it hits like really fast. I love it. I'm getting like, it looks still quite pro. I mean, you look at the way that I play, it's fantastic. I mean, I'm actually getting very excited when your character comes alive, when things become more effective and become very, very exciting for me. It's like, wow, look at that. It's like a look at the kind of speed. It's a fantastic phenomenon. And I'm only having 3 frenzy. I could actually do another 2 frenzy from my skill tree, but because I'm working towards the unlocking of the strength side, that I could have the wildfire duel for my Molten Strike. Now, this is a very interesting part. I didn't know that I have a prophecy. Some of you may notice that there's actually, you can seek prophecy with silver coin, and I've actually have a prophecy called the Cleanser of Sins. Now, Cleanser of Sins, that, you know, you have to track down a powerful undying evangelist that will drop a unique item when slain. I didn't know what it is, so I Google it up and I said, oh my god, it gave me a very nice rope, and I must have got to do it. So at 3 in the Scepter of God, there's one, you know, you could encounter this monster or this mob, or I think at 8. Now I'm too far away from at 8, so I decided to go back to at 3 and try to hunt for it. Now I have no idea where the monster is going to be, so I was just trying my luck to walk around, and I was about to just pass here, and I wasn't sure whether I should continue or not, and there's a guy up there. I said, oh, okay, why not? And then suddenly,
the evangelist does not practice what he preaches, but death wipes clean the slate.
So that's fantastic, because with that, I have a rope that would have 6 link. I can put any color gems inside. Now, this could have been really nice for a caster, less ideal for melee, but I really have no complaint because I would like to try out different gems without having to fuse them, without having to like change color all the time. Because that's what I've done. Like I spent like 20, 30 trying to get the color that I want. And what can fit in here? Well, quite a lot of things though. I can double stack the Frostblade as well as the Molten Strike onto the same 6 lane, so it becomes 5 lane each. And I get multi-strike out, and I can get like faster, well, probably not faster attack, but I can get things like the Molten Strike out as well, and the Ancestral Call is good as well, so that's nice. And add the cold damage maybe, is gem that maybe or maybe not. So I'm just in the process of trying to see what fit into 6 lane, because now I've got a lot of options out there that I could start to pick those things up one by one to see what goes in. I think fundamentally the first 2 gems that has to go in would be the would be the Frostblade as well as the Molten Strike, of course, that go without saying. Then Ice Spike will be one of them, and then after that, Ancestral Core will be another one. So that is 2 of them. Frostblade go in as well. Then Multi-Strike, yes, of course, Multi-Strike and Ancestral Core. And then the last one, I have a couple of options there, but in the end, I used the added elemental damage. Now, it may not look as impressive as the previous one, but then bear in mind that a lot of these dams are level 1, so I'm still yet to level the dams to make it effective. But I mean, it looks rather nice. I mean, you know, both my Molten Strike as well as my Frostblade are doing quite well, and I'm relying on the projectile from the Molten Strike to perform single target, as well as the projectile from Frostblade to perform AOE, area target. So I mean, I don't think I have much complaint on this one. The setup looks pretty solid. So I'm very motivated, excited, and I can't wait to see how far I can go with this kind of like setup. And I mean, until I get a better item, of course, maybe a 5-lane, a legitimate 5-lane. And yeah, I think that's it. And thank you so much for watching. I mean, the Tabula Rasa Simple Rope has been a really good surprise. I mean, I haven't really got a lot of items from Path of Exile, but sometimes, you know, we get things that it matters. All right. So enjoy your AB's lead, and I hope you also, you know, have a lot of like fun trying out different gear, trying out different setup, and see which one is effective or not. You can see quite obviously what works and what doesn't, and that is the whole beauty of the game. And that's why I say that this game, you know, unlike some other games like Marvel Heroes in the past, has been a really good game from an in-depth perspective, because you can really see what the difference are. All right, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.